Everyone remembers the shot, the one that hung in the air, seemingly forever, before splashing through the net. The step back over Curry, 53 ticks left, Oracle Arena hushed like a library at 3 a.m. It's etched into basketball lore, a moment frozen in time, replayed countless times on highlight reels. But here's the thing, that one dagger, that singular iconic moment, it wasn't born of luck. It wasn't some random accident. And honestly, it wasn't even the beginning of the story. No, rewind the tape a little further, because Kyrie Irving had been sharpening that blade, meticulously honing his craft since April of that year. He'd been cutting through Detroit, Atlanta, Toronto, quietly, almost stealthily, while the entire basketball world was screaming about Steph Curry's unanimous MVP and the Golden State Warriors chasing their historic 73rd win. While the headlines focused on the seemingly invincible juggernaut from the Bay, Kyrie was putting in the work, piece by painstaking piece. By June 19th, when the lights were brightest and the stakes couldn't have been higher, that blade was simply too sharp to hide, too devastating to be contained. So stick around, because we're not just talking about a single shot. We're tracing every single chip, every single grind of the whetstone that turned a flashy, supremely talented point guard nicknamed Uncle Drew into the cold-blooded assassin who delivered Cleveland its first championship in over half a century. When we're done, you'll realize something profound. The shot didn't forge the legend. No, the legend, painstakingly built game by game, series by series, forged the shot. The journey began in April with a first round against the Detroit Pistons. On paper, Kyrie averaged a respectable 27.5 points per game, sure, but numbers can lie if you're not really watching. If you blinked, you might have missed the nuance, the subtle shifts. But if you watched the film, really watched it, you saw something different. Every time Reggie Jackson, Detroit's point guard, dared to go under a screen, Irving would pull up from 26 feet effortlessly like it was a layup line. It was a statement, a declaration of intent. He wasn't just a scorer, he was a threat from anywhere on the floor, ready to punish any defensive lapse. Game 1 set the tone. 31 points, 0 turnovers. Think about that for a second. 31 points of pure, unadulterated offense, executed with surgical precision, and not a single miscue. That's the first breadcrumb, isn't it? It was clear he wasn't just LeBron's dynamic sidekick anymore. LeBron was still the orchestrator, the undisputed system, but Kyrie was rapidly evolving into the ultimate finisher, the ultimate weapon. Detroit, a tough physical team, threw everything they had at him. They deployed tough bodies, known for their suffocating defense, and tried every trick in the book. Double drag screens, top lock defenses, you name it. But Irving countered with footwork so clean, so intricate, you could practically eat sushi off the hardwood where he danced. He weaved, he spun, he shifted, leaving defenders grasping at air. The Cavs swept the Pistons, a dominant performance. But honestly, nobody outside of Ohio really cared. The national narrative was all about Golden State, who were busy flirting with history, setting records, and captivating the basketball world with their dazzling play. The Warriors were the darlings, the unstoppable force. Yet, inside the Cavaliers' locker room, a different kind of history was quietly being made. The pecking order, the established hierarchy, it was subtly shifting. Tyronn Lue, the Cavs head coach, pulled Kyrie aside after Game 4, a knowing glint in his eye. "Save some for June," he advised, recognizing the burgeoning talent. Irving just smirked, a flash of confident defiance. "I'm not saving," he retorted, his voice low and determined. "I'm practicing." And practice he did. May rolled around, bringing the Atlanta Hawks next. Their strategy was clear: switch everything. daring Kyrie to beat Dennis Schroeder, their quick point guard, one-on-one. In hindsight, bad idea. A really bad idea. Irving absolutely torched the Hawks, averaging over 21 points a night on truly ridiculous shooting splits. He wasn't just scoring, he was doing it with an almost casual brilliance. Game 3 against Atlanta, a moment that perfectly encapsulated his growing swagger. A corner 3 over Kent Bazemore, right at the buzzer. As the ball swished through, he didn't celebrate wildly. He just backpedaled down the tunnel. A cool, almost dismissive strut, as if he were simply leaving the gym after a casual pickup game at Duke. The confidence was palpable, almost arrogant, but his teammates loved it. Why? Because he backed it up every single time. He wasn't just talking the talk, he was walking the walk, and then some. The Eastern Conference Finals brought the Toronto Raptors, and this is where the world finally started taking notice. The murmurs turned into shouts. Game 4 in Toronto was a masterclass. Kyrie exploded for 31 points in the first half alone, hitting 6 for 6 from deep. Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, both all-stars, both formidable talents, were treated by Irving like glorified traffic cones. He danced around them, threw them, over them, making elite defenders look utterly helpless. The Cavs won 2 games in Canada by a combined 50 points. It wasn't just a victory, it was a demolition. The media, still clinging to old narratives, kept asking if LeBron needed more help. Inside the Cavaliers facility, however, the trainers and coaches were saying the opposite. "Bron," one might have quipped, a playful jab, "you might need to keep up." It was a testament to how far Kyrie had come. Every series, he added a new wrinkle, a new layer to his already dazzling offensive game. Against Detroit, it was the floater package, artfully tossing the ball over outstretched arms. Against Atlanta, he refined his mid-post game, turning defenders around with his back to the basket. And against the Raptors, it was the transition pull-ups, stopping on a dime and draining threes before the defense could even react. Think of it like a video game skill tree, where each successful quest unlocks a new, more powerful ability, steadily getting maxed out piece by piece before facing the final, ultimate boss. He was leveling up right before our very eyes. Then came June, and with it, the Golden State Warriors. They arrived in the finals not just as the defending champions, but as a mythical beast. They were fresh off a historic 73-9 regular season. That's not just a good team, that's a juggernaut, a Goliath in basketball sneakers. They carried the weight of history, the swagger of invincibility, and the collective awe of the entire NBA landscape. Vegas, unsurprisingly, listed the Cavs as significant underdogs. Most analysts didn't just pick the Warriors, they predicted a quick, decisive sweep. But for the Cavs, and for Kyrie especially, this was a ghost hunt, the ghost of 2015. Fans couldn't help but remember the heartbreak of the year prior. In the 2015 finals, also against the Warriors, an already hobbled Irving was battling nagging knee issues. Then, in overtime of Game 1, he landed awkwardly and fractured his kneecap, a devastating, season-ending blow that many believed single-handedly kept the team from the title. Already without Kevin Love, the undermanned Cavs fought valiantly, but ultimately fell in 6 games. For Kyrie, watching from the sidelines was torture, an experience he later called one of the hardest things he'd gone through. The long, grueling rehab meant he missed the first few months of the 2016 season, only returning in late December. So, this rematch wasn't just about a championship, it was about redemption. It was personal, about finishing the job he was robbed of the chance to complete. Motivation? Oh, you better believe it was checked, double-checked, and then some. Games 1 and 2 in Oakland were back-and-forth fireworks shows, despite the final scores. Kyrie dropped 26 and had flashes of brilliance, but the Cavs still fell into a 0-2 hole. The narrative was already writing itself. Same old story. Warriors too strong. LeBron needs more help. The air felt heavy with resignation. Then, the series flipped to Cleveland, to the raucous, desperate energy of Quicken Loans Arena. And what happened next wasn't just a hot night for Kyrie. It was a seismic statement, a performance that would echo through the halls of basketball history, a direct challenge to the reigning kings. The legend was about to go to work. Game 3, Cleveland. The atmosphere was electric, a desperate hope mixed with defiant belief. And Kyrie Irving delivered a performance for the ages. 30 points on incredibly efficient shooting. He split every trap the Warriors threw at him, every aggressive hedge, every double team. He finished with both hands ambidextrously, overtowering 7-footers like Andrew Bogut and Festus Ezeli, making them look like statues. It was a clinic in offensive mastery, a defiant roar in the face of elimination. Post-game, Draymond Green, ever the stoic competitor, offered a dismissive, almost understated comment. He got hot. Hot? That's like calling the Pacific Ocean damp or the Sahara Desert a bit warm. Kyrie wasn't just hot, he was a raging inferno, a supernova of offensive talent. The Cavs won, narrowing the gap to 2-1, and with that win, the confidence inside the locker room didn't just rise, it skyrocketed. Richard Jefferson, a veteran presence on that team, later admitted the profound impact of that game. After Game 3, we knew we could win the title, we just had to keep Kyrie touching the ball. It wasn't just about his points, it was about the message it sent. It was a warning shot, loud and clear, fired directly at the heart of the seemingly unbeatable Warriors. The assassin had arrived, and he was just getting started. Game 4. The Warriors, stung by the Game 3 loss, responded like champions. They threw a 108-97 haymaker, reminding everyone why they were the 73-win team. Kyrie had a tough night shooting. Critics, always eager to pounce, popped their celebratory champagne corks. See, inconsistent. That's why he's not an MVP. But the Cavs, ever resilient, processed the tape. They didn't see inconsistency. They saw effort. They realized that almost every miss was contested, every shot forced. The plan for Game 5 became clear. Make Steph Curry guard him downhill, force the greatest shooter in NBA history to play defense, and make him work for every single possession. Game 5. Cleveland faced elimination, down 3-1. The stakes couldn't have been higher, the pressure more suffocating. And then, a symbolic moment before the game that would become legendary in itself. LeBron and Kyrie walked into Oracle Arena wearing matching black suits. Not just any suits, but sharp, impeccably tailored black suits. They looked less like basketball players and more like hitmen arriving for a job that absolutely had to get done. The message was unspoken, but undeniable. This was serious. This was personal. What followed in Game 5 wasn't just a basketball game. It was mythology unfolding in real time. Both LeBron James and Kyrie Irving dropped 41 points apiece. Think about that for a second. 41 points each. It was the first time in NBA Finals history that two teammates scored 40-plus points in a single game. Kyrie's line was staggering. 70% true shooting, 5 threes, 6 assists. He didn't just score, he put on a clinic. He toyed with the reigning MVP, lulling him to sleep with a series of dribble moves, then snapping a crossover so sharp, so sudden, that the cameraman tracking him literally lost him for a split second. Then, the shot, a backpedal 3 Kyrie at the 2 minutes and 8-second mark, a dagger that silenced the Oracle crowd. His eyes, fixed on the basket, held no smile, no overt emotion, just cold, unwavering certainty. The final score, 112-97. The series, 3-2. Momentum, undeniably, unequivocally with the Cavs. The Hitmen had completed their first objective. Back home in Cleveland for Game 6, the energy was electric, a city daring to believe. The Cavs, fueled by the momentum and the roar of their home crowd, came out firing, up by 20 points after the first quarter. Kyrie added another 23 points, but this game was more about the collective surge. It was about LeBron's iconic chase-down blocks, Kevin Love's rebounding, and the entire team feeding off the crowd, shaking the rust off the 1964 championship rafters, a ghost of Cleveland's past finally stirring. The series was tied 3-3. Oracle, once thought to be an impenetrable fortress, now felt like a haunted house for Warriors fans. Its once unbeatable aura shattered. Inside the visitor locker room, the champagne crates, optimistically brought out for a potential celebration, remained sealed, a silent testament to the shift in power. Tyronn Lue, ever the motivator, wrote two simple, powerful words on the whiteboard: one more. Irving stared at the phrase, a singular focus in his eyes. His laces were already tied, headphones blasting, tuning out the world, tuning into his own rhythm. He reportedly told Channing Frye, a veteran teammate, with a quiet intensity that belied the moment, "I got one more masterpiece left." It wasn't bravado, it was a statement of fact, a premonition, and as history would soon prove, he wasn't kidding. The stage was set for the ultimate showdown, a winner-take-all Game 7. Hollywood couldn't script the variables. A 73-win juggernaut playing on their home court, hostile territory for the visitors. Both teams traded haymakers. Then LeBron James, with an athletic prowess that defied his age, delivered the iconic chase-down block on Andre Iguodala, swatting away what would have been an easy layup. The score, 89-89. The clock under a minute left in a winner-take-all Game 7 of the NBA Finals. The tension was suffocating, the air thick with anticipation. Every possession felt like an eternity, every dribble a potential turning point. Then, the ball swung to Kyrie, up top just beyond the three-point line. The clock read a daunting 53 seconds. He sized Curry up, the two undisputed masters of their craft facing off in the ultimate moment. Dribble right, a quick, deceptive move. Between the legs, a familiar rhythm. Retreat right, creating just an inch of space. And then, the launch.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving!
The ball arced, a perfect trajectory, seemingly defying gravity. The net snapped, a crisp, definitive sound that reverberated through the stunned arena. 92-89 Cavaliers. No timeout, no panic, just cold, calculated precision. It was the moment. The Warriors, reeling, tried to respond, but on the very next possession, Kevin Love, often criticized for his defense, locked up Curry, a career-defining defensive stand. Finally, Kyrie stepped to the line, sinking crucial free throws, sealing the deal. Boom! Cleveland 93, Warriors 89.
Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
The final horn sounded. A city, burdened by 52 years of sports futility, erupted in cathartic joy. The demons were exorcised. Kyrie's stat line for Game 7, 26 points on 10 for 23 shooting, highlighted by that absolutely clutch three-pointer. Zero fear. It was the dagger, yes, the shot everyone remembers. But it's crucial to remember Games 5 and 6. Without those Herculean efforts, without the consistent, unwavering brilliance he displayed throughout the series, there's no shot, no trophy, no parade down the streets of Cleveland. That shot wasn't an isolated incident. It was the culmination, the perfect period at the end of an epic, hard-fought sentence. When the dust settled, Kyrie Irving's finals averages were staggering. 27.1 points per game, shooting an incredible 46.8% 38% from the field and a scorching 40.5% from three-point range over the 7 games. He didn't just show up, he dominated. He outscored Steph Curry, the league's MVP, in every single fourth quarter of the series. Analysts, trying to contextualize such a performance, called it the greatest 3-game stretch by a sidekick ever. But by then, the term sidekick felt utterly inadequate, almost insulting. Kyrie, with his characteristic shrug, simply offered, "I was built for this." And he was right. Years later, his career would navigate injuries, controversies, and team changes. Whatever your take on his journey since, the 2016 tape is immortal. It's a permanent fixture in the annals of NBA greatness. Kids in parks around the world still mimic that step back, hoping to channel just a fraction of that magic. Coaches splice his intricate footwork into their clinics, teaching aspiring players the art of creating space. Whenever the league needs a potent reminder that clutch isn't just a stat, isn't just a number you can quantify, but a primal inherent gene, a quality woven into the very fabric of an athlete, they cue the footage. They show that shot. One shot sealed it, absolutely, but the blade, the sharpened, undeniable force that was Kyrie Irving in 2016, was forged round by round, cut by cut, through the Pistons, Hawks, and Raptors, and then through the greatest regular season team in history. It was honed through every challenge, every doubt, until its edge was sharp enough to slice through 52 years of futility and carve out a piece of history. So yeah, everyone remembers the shot. It's undeniable, unforgettable, but now you know the full story. You know about the nights in Detroit, where he practiced his craft against physical defenders. You know about the clinics in Atlanta, where he showcased his evolving offensive arsenal. You remember the 41 points in Oracle, the symbolic black suits in Game 5, the sheer will and determination. All of it, every single moment, every single challenge, every single triumph turned a flashy scorer, a supremely talented ball handler, into a cold-blooded assassin. Kyrie Irving didn't just hit a three-pointer that night. He completed a masterclass in playing under the most immense pressure imaginable. The next time you see that replay, that legendary footage, don't just watch the ball arc towards the hoop. Don't just watch the net ripple. Watch his eyes. Cold, calm, already certain, because the legend wasn't forged in the moment. He simply revealed it.